I don't know.
They're very
I'm
ingenuitive.
not sure if this is just my politics infused in this, but Trump's mentions in the Epstein files are like the United States military budget, right? Trumping the next 10 combined. And we're like, well, I mean, I heard the Norwegian princess's cousin is having a really rough time right now. And I'm like, but
he's an FBI informant, Woody. He's an FBI informant.
I don't know about that one.
Speaker of the House said, Mike Johnson.
Epstein's best friend for like decades. At the very kindest, he absolutely knew all this and was cool with it.
I can't imagine that he wouldn't know it. This would be like
all these people knew this.
Knowing that Woody likes to play Ark Raiders, eat cashews, and watch Burnt Peanut with his wife. Like if I didn't know those things, then I don't know Woody.
I hope we get actual investigations and actual arrests, but I hear what you're saying, Caleb, where a lot of these people I worry are going to get off because they're going to be
so old.
This is just emails. You don't have video or anything, so you can't.
We don't know what they have. There's still
we don't know yet.
There's
all the stuff that's redacted
more.
Still.
There's not even the redactions from what they've released. There are millions of more files that have yet to be released. Like more than
2.5 million.
The majority hasn't been released of what they have. Like who knows what's in there? I've seen them cataloging like videos that they just describe what the video is, or like threesome with Jeffrey Epstein, like two underage girls, like naming what the video content that they had in the files or had.
It's so ghoulish
evidence or whatever
that it's like almost like it's like unbelievable for normal people to read stuff like this and be like, really? They don't just like buy soccer teams. They like molest people on islands. And the Zorro Ranch. Have you heard about his Zorro Ranch? That was like an area in, I think, New Mexico, a ranch where he also, Epstein hosted these parties. He won the lottery twice.
Really?
He personally won the lottery twice.
Once for $80 million.
Once for $80 million.
Someone do the math.
That's not realistic.
It must be in the multi-trillions.
And something else like that people aren't talking about enough. We have to lock up everybody implicated in or like that you can prove, obviously.
Zorro Ranch is beautiful. Holy fuck.
We also need to like hold a lot of these people's feet to the fire who were compromised and be like, what decisions did you make for our country because of this? What wars were we involved in? What did we do? What were we funding?
Well, if you, I'm making a video probably not next week because it'll take a little while. But there's obviously the concept of the Fed and like all, we all know that sort of bankers in the beginning of the 20th century sold America out or whatever people say, central banks, all the wars, everything fell apart over the last 100 years, blah, 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 blah. 97% of all of our currency was created from ledgers. It didn't exist. That's what fractional reserve banking is. And that's how people like Jeffrey Epstein have made all their money, and people like Les Wexner and like all these evil behind the scene. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say evil, I guess, but these extremely powerful people, they pull strings in a way that doesn't make any sense. It's completely imaginary. But it's also the implication. It has an implication for every single citizen. I feel like the biggest change will come from everybody realizing that, even though it's like still a basis of a cliche, like everybody knows that the banks control everything. Yeah. Everybody knows that the fucking rich people are behind it or whatever the fuck, like there's all this thing. They just want to make you forget, blah, 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 blah. Everybody already knows that. Most people don't give a fuck. Hopefully that this will like put a face to it. Hopefully. And like realize it. And it becomes a day-to-day part of everybody's lives for like the next 2 years. If everybody doesn't shut the fuck up about it.
They need a smoking gun. There
has to be something more, I feel like, though. Yeah, like
there have to be pictures, there have to be videos, and they're going to need those to nail these guys to the wall.
I'm surprised that the amount of files and videos that are out there are out there. Like, so in my mind, Trump has had people around the clock just scrubbing these files, redacting his name, et cetera, et cetera.
They're very incompetent.
Why is there so much left? Why didn't someone press the big delete key? There must be something hard about deleting it that makes it worse than not deleting it.
So here's what I imagine the problem is. You have to trust the people that you're having doing the redactions, because you have to say to this person, hey, delete all that stuff that makes me look like a pedophile. That the person doing the redactions has to be like a very trusted person, because like this presidency ain't going to last forever. So I feel like you're limited to your number of people that you can trust, And then because trusting them is the primary like selection factor, they also might not be that competent at doing this. And that's why we see these errors in their editing technique, because they released child porn. There's child porn like fully released in these files. Like underage nude victims are exposed, released by the government in these files. On the other hand, they did the opposite. So they're trying to block the name Donald and Don T. But Don T, if you leave the space out, is don't. So the word don't is fucking censored. The word don't, because don't is Don T abbreviated, and somebody made a mistake. And so you can tell what's being hidden. Donald Trump's name's being hidden.
It looks like don't has 12,000 results.
No, in a specific file.
Oh, okay.
At one time they deleted don't, and he's like, what happened was they were going for Don T, and that was sort of collateral damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's
happened. That one email that's like, it's a message to Jeffrey Epstein, and it's like, that torture video was great. Thanks a lot.
And they redacted that guy's name.
Yeah, they censored that fucking guy's name.
Why are we protecting the guy who's thanking Jeffrey Epstein for receiving torture videos? Why is he being protected from on high by the highest people in government?
Because they're blackmailing us, and they have
plenary authority.
Fuck.
They have plenary authority.
Know who's asking for torture videos.
Yeah. Did you hear him in one of his emails? Epstein was like, "As you know, I work for the Rothschild family." And it's like,
I represent them.
I represent the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
That was one of those families that, like, if you mentioned in 2016, people would be like, "Get a load of this kook." And now,
I know, dude. Everything's real. Everything's real. It's all real. It's one of the first books.
Seems like it was real now. Looking at
they're actively using the terms, and the establishment of whatever the establishment is has spent a long time trying to make that not seem real, which is really strange. But the Creature of Jekyll Island. Have you guys ever read that book?
No.
Oh yeah, that's where they have those secret meetings. I've been to Jekyll Island on a vacation before. It's a shit town.
Yeah. So really? Jekyll Island. That's when like J.P. Morgan and all the cronies in the beginning, the start of the 20th century, went to create and ruin America. And then it's just like a complete and total funnel downward into like, it's not the end of America as the ideal. It's the end of like this thing. It's over for them. I feel like that's how I feel about it, but there's got to be arrests first. Obviously
you need a smoking gun. Like I said, you need that guy to get the hidden camera into the eyes wide shut meeting where all of a sudden where everybody's eating baby flesh and raping people to death and worshiping some sort of upside down cross with bleeding eyes. And then they all whip their hoods off and we get to see half of Congress. Like you got to have something like that but before anything happens. And even then, I keep going back to what I would expect to happen in a movie. And already if this were a movie, again, I would have expected JD Vance to be like, "That's enough from you, sir." Mr. Like I need him to like slap him. Like I need if JD Vance did that, that's your president for the next 8 years. If he came in there and he was like, our president's a pedophile. I whipped his ass like 5 minutes ago, and then they like that's when they like pull Donald out of the back, dragging him, and he's all beaten up. It's like whooped his ass a few minutes ago, couldn't take it anymore. I'm president now. He's the rule? Arrested.
Would he be able to be? Let's say Vance becomes president today. Could he get 11 years of presidency?
Yes, because you can only win twice, and he hasn't won as president, right? So he could take over and then run.
I thought that might be the case. Zach agrees with you.
I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
Somebody ask Grok.
We got to ask ChatGPT or Grok, guys. We can't
ask Grok
spare even a neuron of.
I don't know how.
All right. I will remove the water supply from one family. 1 minute.
I don't know how. Think fast.
I just hate that they do it. They do those bribes in front of our face, and it's so in our face. Like that thing with Amazon, the Melania movie. It's just like such a clear like
it's crazy.
Pay to play. Yeah.
It's so $70 million, $35 million production and $35 million promotion, and that movie has made $7 million, I think. And I don't believe that. I don't know how that could make $7 million. Markiplier's movie is swamping it in the box office.
Iron
He's
Lung
over 20 million. Markiplier, the fucking YouTuber, made a $3 million movie, got his fans to get theaters to put it and show it on their screens. He's showing on thousands of screens right now, and he's made well over $20 million gross at the box office.
It makes me proud that YouTubers are dominating Hollywood and professional boxing.
Absolutely.
Dominating. That's as far as we'll look into it.
Completely.
That's tremendous.
It turns out
it's called Iron Lung.
If you're VP and you become president, you have to serve less than 2 years, and then you can run twice. So if it were to happen today, it might, in a way, like limit JD Vance because he has more than 2 years left. But if it were to happen and say after January, I guess, almost 11 months from now, then he could do it longer.
Taylor, would you vote for JD Vance if he literally did what I described? Like he came out and told everyone he was the president, and then he just whipped Donald Trump's ass. What if he saw him?
That would be pretty hard. Yeah, I would like that.
That would be
and
pretty
as
awesome.
they're dragging Donald away, he tries to pipe up again, and JD bitch slaps him. Shut up, you dirty old son of a bitch! And then he turns to Old Glory and salutes.
Oh my god! And rockets fire behind potato guns.
Potato guns fire behind. Giant phalluses launched from catapults.
Exactly.
On the,
if I worked
the
for the
House
VP,
lawn.
I could sell it. Just a slide. I'd create a slideshow for JD. I'd show him some pictures of what's her name, Asha, as first lady. He'd be sold. He'd get on board.
No. Show him pictures of the fucking Erica Kirk as first lady. That's the direction he's going.
I think his wife looks better than Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk has Erica Kirk has crazy lady eyes, and those videos that came out of her celebrating really 2 weeks after his death over $200,000 worth of merch are sick.
Scary, dude.
When they for concerts, they have that platform under the stage that launches you up, and
side
ACD. Her husband died 9 hours ago, and she's like, "Let me hear it." It's
by the way, I forgive him because that's what Jesus would do.
By the way,
she's
I
in her
forgive
glitter pants, and the pyrotechnics are going off. And
it's like you've had one meal since he was brutally assassinated, and you're holding sparklers.
Guys, she had to carry. Somebody had to carry the torch, guys.
People grieve
Somebody
different.
had to carry the torch.